Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
And we'll begin here with some breaking news tonight. Police have several streets in the Logan neighborhood closed off right now. I'm Jordan Smith. Thanks for watching here today. For several hours, there's been a lot of police near the North Foothills Drive and Hamilton Street area near the Gonzaga Family Haven Apartments. And that's where our Vanessa Perez joins us live from with what she's seen and what she can tell us so far.
Well, this is still very an active scene. Right here, you can see that this car is covered by a tent. Earlier, I could see blood on the driver's door. One woman who did not want to go on camera tells me that she heard gunshots in the area. Earlier, I did see police walking around with a canine. They were searching the Gonzaga Family Haven Apartments. I also saw a handful of police cars head south. An officer on scene tells us they'll be here for a while. Police have streets blocked at Cincinnati to North Perry Street on East North Foothills Drive and East Euclid Avenue to East Marietta on Nevada. They continue to investigate this scene, so if you're headed down to this area, you'll want to keep in mind that there are detours or avoid it altogether. Like we said earlier, we've been trying to get in contact with police, but we have not been able to learn any information about what exactly is going on. As soon as we get that information, we'll update you on KXLY.com. Live in the Logan neighborhood, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
Certainly a lot of unanswered questions there. Vanessa, thanks for that. And we'll transition now to that look outside. And those storms have moved into the area. We started with blue skies and sunshine. And Matt, you know, kind of a different story in the second half of the day here.
As they say, things escalate quickly, and certainly we hope Vanessa's staying dry. We hope all of you are staying dry because this rain is coming down hard across Spokane and into the valley. Pretty dry in Coeur d'Alene, at least for now, but let's show you what's going on here. We'll start off here in Spokane, where the heaviest rain has moved from the north side to the South Hill. It is really dumping rain here, and these storms are moving very, very slowly, so we're about to get a lot of rain in a short period of time, and that likely means we're going to see a lot of standing water around the city. So another reason to be very cautious if you are going to be, say, heading out to dinner here in a half hour or an hour or so. So the heaviest rain right now over the South Hill. Actually, our radar has picked up the possibility for at least a little bit of small hail on 29th. So this is just to the west there of the Safeway before you hit Grand Boulevard there on the South Hill. We also have some heavy rain that's been up north or west of the Sunset Hill area, north of Highway 2 and Airway Heights. It has been raining here for almost an hour now, so likely we could see some standing water on roads there. The big deal here as we head through the rest of the night is do not drive through flooded waters. You don't know if there's a washout there. Same goes for this heavy rain, which is on the east side of Spokane Valley, east side of Highway 27, south all the way to 32nd Avenue there in the valley, where we're seeing some heavy rain that just isn't stopping. In fact, the heavy rain is also affecting the Columbia Basin, where we have a flash flood warning that will continue till 6:45. This is around the Cooley City and Dry Falls area. Once again, stay away from flooded roads here because it's likely we are going to see lots of water sticking around for the next few hours with these storms. All right, coming up, I'm going to show you where the storms head next and what we have in store for the rest of our weekend.
A lot of good information there, Matt. Thanks for that. And if you are driving this weekend, hopefully you factored in these storms, but also you might want to fill up your tank before you go, depending on where you live. Here's a look right now at our local numbers. Right here in Spokane, the average price per gallon of regular gasoline is $4.51. Over in Coeur d'Alene, it's sitting at $3.83. And many people are expected to take a drive to the water this weekend at Lake Coeur d'Alene. People are already soaking up the sun and getting out on the water. The Coeur d'Alene Fire Department is reminding everyone to keep safety at the front of their mind on land. If you're grilling, hopefully not tonight, make sure it's far enough away from your home and that the grill is always attended to. But if you're on the lake, make sure you're smart about when and if you jump in. It might be warm outside, as we've said, but Lake Coeur d'Alene is still sitting at only 59 degrees.
If you come down and bring the kids down and they're playing in the water, keep an eye on them. Make sure they're not getting too cold and they're taking some time out to be on shore.
And of course, the biggest reminder of the weekend, do not drink and drive, no matter if it is on water or if that's on land. According to the CDA Fire Department, Memorial Day weekend kicks off the 100 deadliest days of summer. Well, it is customary to place flags throughout cemeteries leading up to Memorial Day to honor our fallen veterans. Some young local kids carried out a time-honored tradition and learned a little bit more about the holiday. The event took place at Fairmont Memorial yesterday. Kids from the Northeast Youth Center placed pennies on headstones to show the loved ones of those veterans that someone was there to pay their respects. Memorial Day is a time to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our nation, and it's never too early for kids to start learning about the significance of this day.
This is our annual trip to the cemetery to pay respect to our veterans, and it's just very fitting for our preschoolers to be here to learn about what Memorial Day is.
If we can impart any kind of knowledge or any knowledge as to what the day means, we hope that it'll carry on into their later life.
And they would add a person at his door.
This a very special invitation for them. Fairmont Memorial Cemetery will be hosting events through the weekend, including a beer garden, 5K, and a car show.
This is why we're out.
Well, the Department of Health making good on a threat to shut down a local youth facility over allegations, including boundary issues and sexual misconduct. Daybreak is one of the few residential treatment centers in the state that helps teens suffering from mental health and addiction issues. Health officials started investigating Daybreak last March. The staff is accused of failing to cooperate with investigations into youth patient safety. With its license suspended, Daybreak must cease operations immediately and find other facilities for existing patients. The Department of Health investigated over 700 facilities last year, but Daybreak was the only facility that did not cooperate. 4 News Now first brought you this story last August. Complaints include a staff member hugging a client and using prison sign language to say he loved her. Also, retaliation and bullying of patients. Daybreak can contest the Department of Health's action despite being served the notice of suspension, which Daybreak says it does plan to appeal. In a statement, David Smith, Daybreak's attorney, said, quote, "This is a continuation of a dispute that began in August of 2022. And when Daybreak was on the verge of winning, they sought to amend their allegations because they thought Daybreak would win. This is a vindictive and retaliatory filing. Daybreak has 4 days to appeal this decision." In a landmark decision, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of an Idaho couple who have battled for years to develop a piece of property on a wetland next to Priest Lake. The High Court ending a 16-year legal battle, concluding that the EPA has overstepped.
The Sacketts now, as a result of the finding of the Supreme Court, would be able to proceed with their home building project without seeking a federal permit, without going through this incredibly long, extensive, and expensive process to get a permit from the government.
And the Spokane Riverkeeper Jerry White says this ruling is a major step backwards. On the very opposite end of this argument, wetlands are known to filter pollutants and help with flood regulation. And many wetlands are connected underground. So even though a strip of land might separate a few bodies of water, the pollution can travel in the waterways underneath and accelerate pollution rates.
Oftentimes, waterways may disappear. Wetlands in particular may be separated by small land masses, but in fact, the water freely flows between these systems. And pollutants, like all kinds of things like PFAS, polychlorinated biphenyls, very common chemical pollutants, will flow right through, whether that has a slight land mass over the top or not.
And White suggests that the public stays educated on how waterways work and how to keep them clean. He noted that planting a strip of wide vegetation to filter out pollutants or becoming cognizant of the chemicals we're putting into the water is a good first step. Well, hundreds of thousands of people are losing health insurance. With Medicaid's benefits expiring without a notice, we'll tell you who is helping. And also coming up, a Memorial Day weekend means a lot of shopping for some. How to get the most of your sales.
And it is a stormy evening across the inland northwest. We will continue with that with temperatures in the 60s through your evening, but I expect things to start to calm down here in an hour or two. We will have more storms in the forecast, but lucky for all of you trying to enjoy Memorial Day weekend and not get soaked, not as many. I'll break down the rest of your weekend forecast. We'll take another spin around the radar coming up.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Ace Hardware.
At For News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
This week on Svengoolie.
They're coming!
Who's coming?
Have you ever heard of a shrew?
Yeah, they're so cute.
Cute. That's the last word you can use to describe this little monster.
It's the Killer Shrews.
Saturday night at 8 on MeTV 4.2.
This is how legends are. 2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $2,500 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Summer travel, empty houses back home. But there's a special team that watches your property and alerts Spokane police if there's a problem. What are the biggest red flags that tell burglars nobody is home and how you can put the team to work for you? Thursday only on Good Morning Northwest.
Just how massive is the massive 4-day sale at Denver Mattress? Well, for starters, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or save up to $200 on our Doctor's Choice lineup, any size, any model. Check out the Summit Firm for only $299.99. And get up to $500 off select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and receive a free $300 gift. Plus 6 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the massive 4-day sale at Denver Mattress ends Monday.
Summer travel, empty houses back home.
I had a friend who went on vacation. A house got broke into while they were gone.
But there's a special team that watches your property and alerts Spokane police if there's a problem.
And maybe if they don't know about this is something they really can and should be thinking about taking advantage of.
What are the biggest red flags that tell burglars nobody is home and how you can put the team to work for you? Derek Dice reports. Thursday only on Good Morning Northwest.
Welcome back. A health crisis for hundreds of thousands of Americans who are losing Medicaid coverage. Pandemic-era benefits vanishing with the end of the public health emergency. ABC's Rachel Scott reports.
Just weeks after pandemic-era protections expired, hundreds of thousands of Americans are finding out they may be without all-important Medicaid coverage.
They basically said, hey, sorry, you don't have insurance. We took you off the books.
States are now combing through the rolls, trying to weed out people who they think no longer qualify. And at least 19 states have started removing people from their Medicaid rolls in a process known as unwinding, now causing confusion for families left without coverage.
We estimate that about 17 million people may lose coverage over the coming months.
Liz Adams said she had been using Medicaid for her children for 7 years, but they were dropped without notice a day before her son, who is in remission for leukemia, was set to have a biopsy procedure.
We went 6 months back into our emails and our spam, and there was nothing. There was no notifications from them at all. Emotionally, it's been taxing, to say the least.
Early data shows that more than 500,000 Americans have been kicked off their coverage so far. States are federally mandated to send notice to recipients informing them of upcoming changes, but procedural complications, delayed or missed notices have left thousands in the dark or struggling to get some kind of coverage back. This as many local legal aid groups work overtime to assist Americans in getting back on their state's Medicaid list.
We've been pretty successful so far in helping those people, but they've still gone days without access to medications or having to delay doctor visits.
Well, hopefully you're still watching with us. We just had a power flash try to take out all our monitors here on the set, but luckily everything's back up and running, and so we can show you where these storms are progressing. Slowly but surely, we're starting to see the rain ease up a little bit in North Spokane and Spokane Valley. It's all tracking to the south here now, so especially as you go down 195 in and around the Eagle Ridge area, we're starting to see that really heavy rain push in, and of course we have heard some thunder, we've seen some lightning, and yeah, if you had a power flash at your house, yeah, we did too. we're glad everything, once again, is still working. A little bit of a zoom out. I've turned up the sensitivity on the radar because I want to show you a couple of features here. We'll get to Kootenai County in just a moment, but as we head further to the south, those of you watching from the Palouse, you can kind of see this little blue line here. So these is what we call the outflow winds from underneath these storms. And as this continues to track across the Palouse, we'll see more storms develop basically right along this line as it continues to track along. So we're going to see more storm development south of Spokane as we head through the next hour or so. So places like Tico, Rosalia, Plummer, be ready for some storm activity fairly soon. If it's not, as you can see, just had a lightning strike there just to the south of Tico, if it's not already happening already. Same goes for Kootenai County, where these storms trying to keep themselves going in the mountains just north of Rathdrum, north of Hauser Lake. These are going to slowly slide to the south here. Not expecting it to be as wild as what we've seen in Spokane County, but at least around the Rathdrum Prairie, I do think we'll see a little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning, some isolated areas of heavy rain here over the next hour to hour and a half. Across the Columbia Basin, we're seeing those storms develop and slide to the south as well. That flash flood warning in the Coulee City area still continues, still 645, but luckily the heavy rain finally started to move out. If you're around Soap Lake and Ephrata, the rain's going to start in your area fairly soon, and it'll push its way down to Moses Lake eventually. 4 things to know here. We got more storms coming on Sunday, but they're not going to be as widespread. Warmer weather and even some 80s in your extended forecast. As we head through the night, expect areas around the Palouse and south of I-90 all the way down to the Blues to see at least a little bit of storm activity through about 9 o'clock. We get into the morning, a couple of showers in North Idaho. We go through the afternoon, and here's where we're watching for some showers and storms in the Idaho Panhandle, around the Silver Valley, and then as you work your way closer to Montana, that's where we'll see all of the action. Memorial Day looks beautiful. Lows in the 50s for tonight with some 40s up north, 70s and 80s, and we are just going to keep on getting warmer from that. As I mentioned, Memorial Day looks beautiful. Barely a cloud in the sky, highs around 81, and pretty nice looking weather for the week ahead.
Just got to make it through tonight, Matt.
Yes.
All right, thanks for that. And hey, whether you're in the market for a new mattress or a new set of kicks, Memorial Day has sales for everyone. Like major appliances, with pandemic-era supply chain issues mostly resolved, stores are well stocked on things like refrigerators and washing machines. Mattresses and furniture seeing some of the deepest discounting, and you can also find some great deals on spring clothing as retailers make room for summer apparel.
Definitely look and see if there is an extra promo code that you can use. For example, Macy's has an online promo code that you can enter and get an extra 20% off.
And this year, some retailers are extending deals into early June. And if you are venturing out to the stores, experts recommend arriving early for the best selection. And if you're shopping online, you should probably hit there early as well. Meantime, the TSA hit its highest checkpoint volume of the year yesterday as millions of travelers took to the sky for Memorial Day weekend. The agency tweeted this morning that roughly over 2.7 million passengers were screened at airports nationwide on Friday. That was the highest single-day number since Thanksgiving back in 2019. The TSA administrator said earlier this week that the agency expects to screen 10 million passengers over the holiday weekend. Well, still ahead here in sports, the NFL season is quickly approaching, and the Seattle Seahawks enter with some high expectation. Coming up here in sports, Alex Crescenti has more on what quarterback Geno Smith has been working on this offseason.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
It's the massive 4-day sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days to take $100 off every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings stack up. Plus, 6 years, no interest, and doorbusters while they last. But don't wait. The massive 4-day sale at Furniture Row ends Monday.
To win multiple NASCAR championships, you gotta have the best support, including my arch support specialist at the Good Feet store.
Are those arch supports still working for you, Joey?
Yeah, they're working great.
How's that back and knee pain doing?
It's all gone. And my balance is better.
Nice. And really nice.
Oh, well, this bad boy has over 700 horsepower from a fuel-injected 350 push-rod V8. Yes! Have you ever changed tires?
See how we can help you too with a free fitting.
At the Good Feet store.
Dear 2030, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota. Get 5.49% APR for up to 60 months on a Toyota certified used Camry, Corolla, or RAV4. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Bring them on. If only there was a place in the morning to start my day. With a smile, somewhere to help me get in the know. A place as spectacular as, well, me.
I think we might know a place, right, guys?
Bring your friends. Oh, wait, there is.
Good morning, America.
GMA, 7A, every day. Boom, boom, boom. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Robin. Good morning, America. How are you?
Boom. Now that's how you start your day, people.
It's the massive 4-day sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or check out the Summit Firm for only $299.99. Plus 6 years, no interest, and free shipping. But hurry, the massive 4-day sale at Denver Mattress ends Monday.
Ford News Now is brought to you by Mechanics Pride.
After having their 4-game winning streak snapped on Friday night by the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Seattle Mariners were looking for a bounce-back game this afternoon, and they got absolutely the performance they needed as everything seemed to be going their way. Luis Castillo got the nod in this one, and he was dealing. In the first, he gets his man swinging to get out of the inning, just the beginning of a huge game for him. At the plate, the bats of the M's, well, they came out swinging. In the bottom of the first, Ty France lines this ball down the left field line. J.P. Crawford's going to stroll on home from second base, and the M's strike first blood, or whatever that reference is. You know what I mean. Everything seemed to be going their way for the Mariners. Later in the inning, Eugenio Suarez with a check swing that drops in the outfield that allows Ty France to slide on home, and Seattle extends that lead. Still in the first, Teoscar Hernandez rips this one down the left field line, and the bats just teeing off now on the Pittsburgh pitchers this afternoon. Julio Rodriguez, he came into the day with a 5-game hitting streak and make it 6 as he collects this RBI double into second, and to extend that lead, Julio finishes the game with 2 for 4. Back on the mound, Castillo with possibly his best outing of the year in the 6th. He gets Carlos Santana swinging to end the inning. He finishes with 10 strikeouts, and the Mariners pitchers combined for 17 on the day, and the M's get the shutout victory they need, and maybe more importantly, they are 2 games over 500 and still in the thick of that AL West race.
Luis Castillo getting back on a roll. It was awesome today after that first hit of the game. He got after it. Super aggressive. Obviously, he had the 10 strikeouts, but I think it was over 20 swings and misses. I think it was like 24 swing and misses today. So can't say enough about what he means to our pitching staff and, you know, what he's done since he's been here. And I know there's been a few rocky starts here, recently, but, he takes the mound, super competitive, and I love having him out there. And
Mariners will go for the series win tomorrow afternoon as former Gonzaga Bulldog Marco Gonzalez takes the mound for Seattle. In less than 2 months' time, the Seattle Seahawks will be opening up training camp, and the 2023 season is going to be getting underway. But for now, voluntary workouts are the best we can do, as the team opened up OTAs earlier this week. And while there are some questions at the different position groups, one that is locked up is the quarterback. After Geno Smith had his best season as a pro, which earned him the NFL Comeback Player of the Year and his first Pro Bowl team, that culminated in a very lucrative contract. But now Geno is the man, and he's been able to focus and grow in every aspect of his life.
Obviously, it's kind of different for me this year than it was last year or 12 months ago, but I think the most growth for me is just perspective, just gaining more perspective and just learning.
Really taking on that leadership role, because it is a little bit different, when you're coming into it, still competing for it versus, now where he's at in the season that he's had. So he's been able to really enhance that leadership role, take command of the huddle, take command of the guys.
Gino and the boys will be back on the practice field Tuesday morning to continue OTAs. And immediately following our broadcast will be Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals in the Stanley Cup playoffs. On Thursday, the Dallas Stars avoided the sweep, beating Las Vegas 3-2 thanks to a Joe Pavelski goal in overtime. Now the series shifts back to Sin City, where the Golden Knights are going to be looking to win and advance to their second Stanley Cup final in franchise history, where the Florida Panthers are already waiting, and Game 1 of that series is going to get underway a week from tonight, and you can catch that right here on KXLY ABC 4. 4 News Now. We'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
During the massive 4-day sale at Furniture Row, when we say the savings are massive, we mean massive. Shop today and take $100 off every $1,000 you spend, and watch the savings stack up. And with the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed, it's the perfect time to design a new living room, dining room, bedroom, or fall into a new mattress. Check out Doorbusters and save 50%. Plus 6 years, no interest. But don't wait. Savings this massive won't last.
Summer travel, empty houses back home. But there's a special team that watches your property and alerts Spokane police if there's a problem. What are the biggest red flags that tell burglars nobody is home, and how you can put the team to work for you? Thursday only on Good Morning Northwest.
I'm like so pumped for this. We're kicking off a Tiptastic show so big.
It's how many parts?
2. With co-host Andrew Zimmer.
That's a big tip.
Next, Rachel.
Watch Rachel Monday at 3 and 4 News Now at 5.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. Things are heating up. Good thing this Rogue has the most standard safety features in its class. Our competitors can't say that.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
Hurry. These epic offers won't last forever.
At Eastern Washington University, students and faculty work side by side to restore a lost prairie and decrease our carbon footprint. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And urban and regional planning partners with cities to gather the data they need to reduce homelessness. An interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world, that's the new thing. It isn't a tagline. It is Eastern Washington and you. Apply today at ewu.edu.
What brings you by? I'm here to pick up Kim to go to a concert.
You want some ice cream? It's on the grocery list on the counter.
What are we doing?
Kissing. Am I doing it wrong? This is everything I ever dreamed of. We're just going to need a power saw and a box of matches.
Like I'm letting a bunch of 13-year-old boys play with matches. Power saw's in the shed.
4 News Now is brought to you by George Gee Buick GMC.
Well, things are going to get back to normal here, I think, in about an hour in Spokane. But you could take a look here. East side of town, part of the West Plains, east side of Spokane Valley as well, where we've seen over an inch of rain. There's going to be a lot of standing water. You need to avoid those flooded out roads because there's definitely going to be some. I know some parts on the east side, they flood really quickly, so just be careful out there.
Some of us had golf plans tonight, Matt, so...
Not anymore.
Not anymore, yeah.
Download the 4 News Now app today. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.